Good day, folks. Kenny Williamson here, your host of Magic Today. Today is the 19th of June, 2025, freezing cold here in Cape Town, and let's get going with the news. First up today is the 20th Busan International Magic Festival is taking place from the 19th of June, which is today, to the 22nd. That's in Korea. The 20th Busan International Magic Festival, featuring a special magic convention filled with performances, lectures, and interactive events. Program this year includes a variety of attractions such as the Magic Gala Show with top international magicians, Yoo Jin's solo performance 52, the International Magic Competition, a magic lecture for shared professional techniques, a magic talk show, and a comedy magic act by Korea's truck magician King Ming Hunyong. Uh, Additional exhibitions and interactive experiences will also celebrate the festival's 20th anniversary. And that is on as of today. And off to Scarborough in England we go. And Bridlington ventriloquist Steph brings her puppet show to a childhood holiday destination, Scarborough. And she runs Puppet Zoo Adventure. That's on Saturday, June the 21st and Sunday, June the 22nd at 1 p.m. Puppet Zoo Adventure is a family friendly puppet show incorporating ventriloquism, magic, laughter, singing, dancing, and more. And it goes on to say how she was brought up in Bridlington. She went and studied theatre and so on. And then when the pandemic came along, her show that was due to be performed, a one woman show at the Edinburgh Fringe, was stopped, and that's when she took up ventriloquism. So that's not the first person that I've seen taking up on this news on Magic Today, taking up ventriloquism during the pandemic. So enjoy your show, Steph. And as per usual, all the links will be in the description. Next article is a Pinoy magician dad sets sail to build a better future for his family. This is basically a magician. Global Pinoy seafarer magician Junel Tauyan had one thing in his mind when he became a seaman: to provide a great life for his family. It's on the Pinoys at Sea special of GMA Pinoy TV, the international arm of GMA Network. Janelle shared that it was his dream as well as his parents' dream for him to become a seaman. And then it goes into, because this is in the Philippines, it goes into their language. Janelle works as a bar waiter, serving drinks, taking customer orders, and at the same time performs magic tricks and provides entertainment to passengers. So he shared that when he was in the Philippines, he was working as a party host and magician and performer for events, something that his family has been doing for a long time. It was a Filipino bartender that discovered him through a social media account and gave him a chance to become a performer aboard a cruise ship. So that article is below. Then I happened across an article about a Croatian free diver that's held his breath for 29 minutes. That is the world's longest underwater breath hold using oxygen. He's often viewed as much as a conjuring trick as an athletic feat, and I did not know this. At one time, the title was indeed held by US magician David Blaine. And David, he's now set a new Guinness World Record of 29 minutes, this Victor Marikic, of 29 minutes and 3 seconds. And David Blaine, the record back in 2008, magician and endurance artist David Blaine had set the GWR record at 17 minutes 4 seconds during a live broadcast on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Then there's another interesting article on an event that's happening in Noblesville. Main Street Magic of the Square returns. So this is the fourth annual Magic of the Square event, and it returns to downtown Noblesville from the 5th to the 9th of June, from 5 to 9 p.m., 20th of June. And Magic of the Square debuted on April the 1st, 2022, April Fool's Day. I'm a magician myself, and so a lot of buddies will come down and do the event and do street magic and walk around. I'm looking forward to where for the first time, Magic of the Square will coincide with Parks Palooza from 5 to 8 p.m. in Forest Park at 701 Cicero Road. Parks Palooza, in its second year, is a free carnival that features inflatables, airbrush tattoos, balloon twisters, food trucks, yard games, and music, among other activities. So there's two sort of events in one, and a lot of magicians will be walking around doing street magic in Noblesville on the 20th, which is tomorrow. And the Los Angeles Times has released an article on Justin Wilman. You know, he's busy doing his shows at the moment. The trick, how he turns magic skeptics into believers. And this is done in the Magic Castle in Hollywood. His new comedy magic special, Magic Lover, premieres on Tuesday. And there's a whole interview with him. And I liked one little thing here. How do you view the relationship between magic and comedy? They're like kissing cousins. So, yeah, but inbred. Anyway, that article link is below. It's good if you're into comedy and magic. Great to read. Shout out for another event. Ryan Michael Magic presents The Art of Magic and Illusion. Mind Games Tricky Business. Prepare for an intimate journey into the depths of the mind. And that is on Friday, June the 27th. Doors open 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. And that is in the Crown and Thieves in the Broken Hearts Club, which is in West Kelowna, BC, so British Columbia. And there's an article, here's why America's Got Talent is fake. Now, I guess this would hit out with a few of you. This is on scorpiolikeyou.com. Once upon a time, America's Got Talent felt like the last honest talent show on TV. It was messy, weird, unpredictable, and kind of magical. One minute a guy was doing bird impressions, the next the ventriloquist was bolting Roy Orbison through a puppet. You didn't know what you were going to get, and that was the point. But that version of AGT is long gone. And then it breaks it down. So it says Act 1, The Magic Years. It talks about Terry Fator for magicians, Matt Franco. These weren't brand packages, they were surprises. Lightning in a bottle. The judges felt real too. Simon was brutal but honest. High was unpredictable. Piers Morgan hadn't yet mutated into a walking tweet. There were no guaranteed sob stories, no guaranteed golden buzzers, just raw, unscripted chaos. You couldn't predict what was coming, and that's exactly why it worked. Then it breaks it down. Act 2, enter the algorithm. Act 3, everyone's an actor. Act 4, fake feelings, real metrics. And Act 5, meme status achieved. So it says here, now AGT isn't just fake, it's a meme. Gen Z creators openly mock the format. Hi, my name is Robert, and when I was 0 years old, I dislocated my hair. Sad piano, fake tears, golden buzzer overlay. Anyway, worth reading. And we have spoken about David Kwong before, his show that he's doing in I think it's in Canada, The Enigmatist. His part magic show, part puzzle-filled escape room. Interesting interview with him, which goes on covering quite a bit. So I've left the link below, just for your interest. Another show that's happening, comedian magician Justin Rivera, July the 25th. Known in the scene as the comedian's magician, Justin Rivera's been cracking up crowds and blowing minds for more than 2 decades. And he is at Spotlight 29 Casino, Harrison Place, California, United States, and that is on July the 25th. Then a magician who actually put himself on our Hire a Magician a while back he was in, I think it was South Carolina, Michael Bairefoot. And there's an article on him in My Horror News. Michael Bairefoot has been amazing audiences with his magical prowess for years. After almost 30 years along the Grand Strand and stages worldwide, he brings his magic show to the Asher Theatre 3 days a week. And it talks about his like interviews on his, how he got into magic and so on, including performing Magic Castle in Hollywood. And then it talks about Myrtle Beach. And that is, you can find him at the Asher Theatre Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. And that is on My Horror News. Horry. And there's something which I see in South Africa, which is where I am in Cape Town, video unavailable. Uploader has not made this video available in your country, so I'll have to go through another VPN. Houdini's Lost Diaries Revealed, Season 2, Episode 4, History's Greatest Mysteries. And there's no description added, but I will put it there because people obviously are interested in Houdini's, any interesting thing about Houdini, and the link will be below. Then you can let me know if you've heard this story before. It is written by Phil Evans. Phil Evans, comedian Phil Evans from Ammanford, is known as the man who puts the CWTSH into comedy. So it's a theatrical anecdote. The tale was told by the well-known magician and mentalist David Blaine, whose burglar's effect card trick has never been bettered, and who was president of the Magic Circle in 1989 to 1990, and his son's the president now, and a much respected active member up until his death in 2023, aged 97. So we have no reason to doubt its authenticity. One night, Harry Houdini went out for dinner with Harry Blackstone Sr. and Joseph Dunninger. At the end of the evening, Blackstone offered to drive the other two home. Unfortunately, when the three of them got to the car, Blackstone realized he'd mislaid his keys. Dunninger, the much-revered mentalist, was unable to see where his friend had left him, and Houdini, the world's greatest escapologist, was unable to gain entry by picking the lock. After much deliberation, what was the best way of opening the car door? They had to ask a policeman to help. You couldn't make it up. Interesting. Then in Oregon, an event, Jay the Magician, Wednesday, July the 9th at 4:30 p.m., part of summer reading at the North Bend Public Library, a magic show with magician Jay Frazier, featuring comedy, sleight of hand, and audience participation. That is in North Bend, Oregon. Initially, I had clowns, jugglers, knife throwers, ventriloquists, who else? Balloon modelers, face painters, etc. on the site under. I'd hire a magician and hire an allied art performer. And I took it down thinking, no, let's keep this at just magic because, I mean, it's already such an expansive site, which is such a pity because I see there are definitely more ventriloquists coming to feature. So this is Family Night at the Fair to feature ventriloquist Jon Yates. Jon Yates will be coming to speak at Family Night at the Fair on Wednesday, June the 25th, beginning at 6:30, with an admission being a canned good for the food pantry. No idea what that's about. Yates shares his testimony on the website, and that is Pontotoc Progress. Pontotoc County hometown newspaper since 1929. So that's where he's coming to the Family Night at the Fair with a canned good. I know we've spoken about Paul Zerdin a few times. His new show is coming out, and this time this is about Leicester, which is on the Friday, the 5th of September. He will be coming to Leicester, and it mentions who he's bringing. I love the names of his puppets. Brings to life his delightful cast of characters, including cocky teenager Sam, sharp-witted 96-year-old Albert and the baby, who believes the world revolves around him. Added to the fun are Paul's dim-witted American bodyguard, Roger, and an outrageous urban fox. The new show is called Jaw Drop. So that is it for today, folks. Just remember, if you have an interesting story to tell, if you have a magic review you want to do or to put on the show, let me know. And that's Kenny at magiciansandmagic.com. You really need to take advantage of this opportunity because it does get around. The other thing is, I was just thinking what would also be interesting at the end of these Magic Todays is if you've done a new magic trick review, something like that, let me know and we can put a link to that if it's short enough. But yeah, it would be interesting. So thank you all for your time and have a lovely evening.